So officially, good evening. I'm Wendy Lynn Phillips, beauty and image expert and the author of Naked to Knockout. I want to welcome you to our Naked to Knockout webinar, where you're going to learn how to get tips to dress effortlessly, confident. You're going to be able to walk in a room and just be totally exactly who you are, dressed how you want to be, and feeling like the knockout and the incredible, awesome woman that God made you to be. So thank you for sharing your evening with me. I'm going to give you tips. I trust you're as excited as I am, and I want to thank you again for registering for my Naked to Knockout webinar. I am beyond thrilled with the turnout. It also lets me know that many of you are obsessed with the dressing dilemma dramas that obviously we all go through every day. I mean, if you're a woman, it's just never ending. You know, some days we're lucky to dash out the door and make sure we have both shoes on, right? And I mean, really, what does my husband do? He gels his hair. He takes a shower, puts a little, gel, and basically he has black or khaki to choose from, and dress shoes or tennis shoes, and it's just so easy. I know that God maybe didn't have it to be quite that difficult as we make it in mind when He created women, but clearly there's a little bit more to us to dash out the door and do it in style. So after tonight's 5 tips, you're going to learn how to do it much better, I feel certain. So I told you that I was going to give you 5 tips, and not only are you going to learn the 5 tips, but you're going to really get the customizing of why for you. Why does it matter? You know, we always say that you only have one chance to make a good first impression. You never get a second chance, and sometimes there is the exception to the rule. And often for many years, I know I didn't really like that thought. I didn't like that principle, and I was kind of a rebel and fought it and thought, give good customer service, make others feel important and feel special. And those things and those principles, they're important too, but I really learned firsthand at what dressing for success would do for me way before I did it for anyone else. And so maybe if you're here tonight and you're a new mom, maybe you're a retired from the workforce mom, maybe you've just lost a lot of weight, maybe you've just always had this challenge and this dilemma of never feeling like you were going to look like that cute girl. And I'll tell you, for years and years growing up, that was me. I hated those cute girls, the cheerleader girls, the girls that really always seemed to look so together. I come from a military family background, and, I didn't know that we didn't have a lot. I never felt like I was wanting for more, but we clearly didn't have a lot. And so I was never the first one with designer clothes or the outfits that were really, bought together. I had to put them together, and I had to figure it out as we went, and I had to make do with what we had. And so I think, of course, as I look back now, that, that really served me well in my younger years. And, we all have stories of looking back at walking 3 miles in the snow uphill. It was so hard, but we did it. And our children today have to walk from the bus stop to the house, and they're sweating hot, and they think that's a terrible, horrible thing. So anyway, that was my early childhood. And then maybe you can relate to this. One of the other big dilemmas is that I often found that I like to talk. I've always liked to talk. I love communicating, and because I really love people. But I found, of course, it's still somewhat true today. Not that I love people. I do love people. What's true today sometimes, but less often than it used to be, is that you would walk in a room and you talk, but no one really listens. And I used to feel like that a lot. A lot of people maybe never listened. And partly because maybe I was rambling, but partly because I didn't feel put together well enough to command attention, and I didn't look like I was credible. I didn't look like I had important things to say. And so what I learned from my sales background early in my career, in my very early 20s, was that dressing for success will help you. It will absolutely create open doors for you that you just cannot imagine. And so that is a really huge part of why I do what I do today. And so after tonight, if you feel like you're often overlooked and underappreciated and lacking of compliments in that area, not that that's what we live for, but it is nice to be appreciated and to receive a compliment on something, that you look nice, or I like that shirt, or I like that purse or something. And most women go a little overboard. And so just for fun, over in the chat now, since I see that many of you have figured out how to do that, we're just going to do a little on your mark, get set, go, and type in your favorite accessory, your very favorite accessory. Is it earrings? Is it a purse? Is it shoes? Are you a shoe girl? Are you a scarf girl or a necklace? So I want y'all to type that in. That's going to be really fun. I just want to interact with each other and see where we're from. And so I am looking at all those fun answers. Oh, my gosh. Okay, this is so exciting. Yay, yay, yay. Scarves, watches. Gosh, I basically have one watch. It's a very nice one, a gift for my husband, but I wear plenty other jewelry. Oh, yay, Kathy loves earrings. Okay, scarves, more earrings, more earrings, and more earrings, and more scarves. And I think my daughter might be playing on one of the laptops in the house, and she says her braces. So if you're listening by, folks, you couldn't type in that that's hopefully making you laugh. Okay, so one of the things that I find women really, really struggle with is not only feeling like you're being overlooked and, that you're not appreciated, but when we talk about image and we talk about why that's important, whether you're a working woman, whether you're a stay-home mom, whether you're a volunteer. We're voting today, most counties across the nation in the early polls, and, a lot of people volunteer and help out with that. And to be a successful volunteer, to coordinate, to rally people together and get your message, your product, or your service heard, regardless. There is a disconnect that happens with others because we're a visual society when you miss that mark on the initial first impression. And so what I find women struggle with is really just your personal image. Why is it important? Maybe you have a good pulse on fashion and trends, but you don't know how to incorporate them. You look what's on the cover of the magazines. You're at the grocery store daily, weekly, and you can't look like that, but you're just not sure how to incorporate that style, that fall trend, that holiday tip, those earrings, or that color that's so in. Well, one of my best sayings, if you're someone that tries all that and yet you still feel like you don't have a sense of style all your own, then I want to help. That's exactly what I'm here for, to help you be true to yourself and polished and professional in your delivery with what your nonverbal communication is saying to the world. Because, see, I believe that everyone is created with incredible worth and incredible purpose, and you being able to express that outwardly based on who you are on the inside, the valuable, worthwhile person, the beautiful creature that God created, the one-of-a-kind you. That is something that's important and it's special, that you feel like you matter and that you're worth enough that other people will listen and they will engage with you. So, let me give you a quick example of one of the things I'm talking about. For instance, I recently wrote an article for a business magazine just last month or this month. Anyway, and I know that yellow is a really powerful color to wear when you're networking. And so for business people and networking events, yellow's a really good color. Yellow is actually the color that the eye sees first when you walk in a room. And it denotes cheerfulness, sunny, animation. It's a happy color. It's sunny skies. It's just the sunshine color. It also represents spirituality, and many of those words that the color yellow represents is something I would feel would suit my personality. The problem is that yellow does not look so good on me. So one of the ways, for instance, I would incorporate that principle, the fact that yellow is good to wear when you want to be memorable, is that perhaps I would choose a scarf or a purse or an accessory that has yellow in it. Or rather than bright, sunny lemon or banana yellow, I would choose more of a gold. And gold is the autumn or fall version of yellow. Spring is the pastel version. And summer is the bright, cheery, neon yellow that some people will wear versions of yellow. So I want to encourage you to think, if there's a version of that color, rather than throwing out the trend altogether, ask yourself when you see a trend or you hear one or you're looking at the cover of the magazine, how can I adapt that for my style and to suit my lifestyle and be appropriate and practical for you? One of the other problems that we face as women is that we forget, too, some of those, trends are completely photoshopped. They are airbrushed. Color is changed, skin tones added, highlights are given on the covers, and women and girls that look good in that would never look good in that in real life. So I want to remind you, again, be true to yourself. Dress for you. Dress so that you feel like you can give the world the best version of you that you have to offer. And so if you're just joining us, I know that I want to encourage you to hang tight. Tip number 4 tonight, now I haven't even gotten to tip 1, but tip number 4 tonight is about 25 minutes in, and it is the best tip of the night. So you've got to hang out and get tip number 4. It's really, really good. So we're going to get started with knockout style. Now, I do have a little slideshow that I'm hoping some of my PowerPoint slides will come up. So I have some new technical accessories that I'm working with during this webinar. I've done them before, but this is new. So thank you for your patience. And hot tea, it's called Lemon Lift. That's what I love. Now, how do y'all like this? Do you see this? My daughter said, Mama, you have got to speak on that microphone. I said, oh, yeah, that's going to work really good. We needed that earlier tonight. But what I'm going to do now is hopefully open one of my, let's see. I want to cancel that and share this over here. And so there we are. Okay, so I hope y'all can see that. Can you see the right down there? Yes, yes, yes. See my little PowerPoint? It says Secrets for Going from Naked to Knockout. And so those of you, I know there's a lot of people on the call tonight that I don't know personally. and or we don't even live near each other. You're in different states across the nation. So I'm going to make some of these available for you later. But if you don't know me and you haven't really followed me, I don't know how you heard about this. I would love to know. But I trust that I'm going to be able to serve you well. I am the mom of two beautiful girls, and they bless my life out of control every day. I've been the wife of Glenn for over 20 years now, and when I met Glenn, he owned one tie and was in construction. So 22 years ago or so, he was definitely a different person. I was a different person, and fashion and style was not necessarily his strong suit. And luckily, he did like blondes, a woman that could debate and challenge him, someone that was athletic, business-minded, and a gal that loved Jesus, and that was me. So I liked a tough, hard-working businessman and someone that was creative and would make me laugh and be spontaneous. And so I guess we turned each other's heads for different reasons, but thank the Lord we're still here today. We live in Central Florida, and I've been involved in communicating. I've loved speaking for my whole life, and I've been in the beauty business for almost 30 years. And here are those people. So if you're live with us, you're getting to see my family. And that's my husband there in the middle after he ran one of his marathons. He is a runner. He's not a diehard runner. He's had some issues and challenges, and we feel like everything's going anyway the wrong way after 45. It's just not as fun as it used to be. Everything hurts worse and takes longer to recover. But he is quite the athlete, and we have a lot of fun together. So you see my youngest daughter, Kendall, is in second grade this year. She loves that little microphone and gymnastics, and my other daughter, Mackenzie, is in middle school this year. And we have the tween age years going on. But I certainly have two little fashionistas that complete my life and make it very, very full. Let's see, I think I have, oh dear, let's go back. Wait a minute, we're not doing that yet. One of the other things that I think is important for you to know is that prior to what I do today, I owned 3 other businesses, and I was really fortunate learning a lot about business and not having a whole lot of life experience, but knowing that I was passionate and I was driven to find a way and make things happen. So when I talked to you about 20, 25 years ago, being in my early 20s and being a successful entrepreneur, it really, helped me a lot to dress the part. And so I always tell my clients, dress for the job you want. If you're in a job and you want a promotion, look what the boss is wearing. Always, if there's ever a discrepancy, whether it's a dinner outing or a wedding that wasn't given a formal invitation, when in doubt, dress up a notch. And so that principle I learned early in life, and I know that it saved me many times from appointments where I wasn't as prepared data-wise, but I looked professional, and so I earned the respect from others. And one of the very first businesses that I owned was creative arts. I made Mommy and Me clothing, and I sold them actually to boutiques. I sold them in craft fairs. I sold them all over the place. And it was a lot of fun, but there was only one of me. And I was also going to college. I played ball in college. I was coaching, and then I came back and coached at the high school here, so I too have a sports background. And then I started a Mary Kay business. So as a Mary Kay beauty consultant, I started another business. And the day came when I needed a free car. So when I needed a free car, they were giving it away. I said, why not me? And the truth is 4 months later, I had one. And so this is a little bit about that time in my life. But what I know today is that your value is never the sum of what you do and what you have. It's who you really are and whose you are. So I often refer to Psalm 139 because that has always been a saving grace for me. It keeps me grounded and helps me remember how special I am. And, the plans that God has for me are for greatness because I was created in His image, the foundation of all image. And so I was really fortunate to win a lot of great rewards, accolades, diamonds, prizes, rings, and 14 free cars. So that was great, and I love my Mary Kay business so much. And your value doesn't decrease based on someone else's inability to see your worth. You need to know your worth. Your worth is far more than rubies and diamonds, is what the word tells us. So going from naked to knockout isn't difficult. That true beauty stems from fluidly balancing what's on the inside and letting that bloom on the outside. The smallest tweak can take something really average and make it awesome. So I'm going to show you some awesome pictures of women that have done that. You can, when you're just good enough to dash out the door. You get your makeup on just good enough. You do your hair just good enough. But really, it often doesn't take that much effort to really do it. And so I wanted to show you that when you do that, because you matter, there's a fine line between average and awesome. And I always think of average as just average, plain vanilla. Don't be vanilla ice cream. Be awesome. Get the sprinkles and the whipped cream and the sundae and make it yummy, yummy, yummy. And so that's always been a fun principle and a great picture. Now, this is a gal that I worked with at TTAP, and I put her website on the bottom of the screen there because Teresa Tapp, a friend of mine who is a fitness expert and nutritionist, and she's just incredible. She has helped so many women lose weight and really transform and change their body shapes and their body sizes and really take off inches in as little as 15 minutes a day. And this was one of the gals that I worked with at her retreat just last year. And you can see that the rolls, when we have excess and we have extra and our shirts are fitting and tight, it doesn't really do us well to accentuate those lines with a tight-fitting t-shirt. So knowing what to wear to kind of camouflage the less than flat middle is a really key thing. And you can see here that, many of these before and afters, some are my clients and some I just wanted to show specific things with. Notice that hair, your haircut, and your hair color and your hairstyle, and does it flatter your face shape? It's huge, ladies. Huge, huge, huge. I always say if you haven't received a compliment on your hair in the last 2 months, it might be time for a new do. So, silence there to serve as an exclamation point. But you can always see in the before and after pictures that everybody does in places, and that you see, whether it's even Good Morning America or whatever, Hoda and Kathy Lee, hair is a huge part. It frames your face. Your eyebrows frame your face. So I'm quickly going to stop for just a minute and go back to we're just going to leave it here for a minute and go back to getting you tip number 1, because this really is what brings me to my first of 5 tips. And tip number one, if your pen is in your hand, just write down the word declutter. It's true. You've got to declutter and get out of what's in your closet. So if your closet looks like mine used to, then you can relate. You can relate to throwing off 2 or 3 outfits, and wherever they land, you just leave them. Then the problem is that you can never find anything. When you do find it, it needs ironing, or in fact it's dirty because you didn't put it in the dirty clothes the last time you wore it, and now you want to wear it, but you can't. So there's a lot of problems that could be solved if you just simply would declutter. So how others see us starts with how I see myself. And how I see myself starts with how I think about myself. So I've already kind of laid that foundation that I want you to see yourself and remind you how worthy, valuable that you really are. With that as our foundation, when you declutter your closet, you declutter your mind as well. And with all of the with all of the opportunity and all of the tips online and all of the videos on closet organization, the best thing I can do is refer you to one of my dearest friends. I think she's the best in the business. She owns Clutter Diet. She's the CEO, Lori Marrero. If you want to go to Clutter Diet, she's on TV all the time. She writes for Women's Day magazines. You've probably read her articles and didn't even know it. But she has lots of great little tips that will help you organize your closet. And, organizing your closet is just a physical thing that really can be a lot easier than decluttering your heart. And so if you need to declutter your heart, it may take a little extra effort, but anyway, someone just asked me something there. Okay. I was reading y'all's questions. If you need to declutter your heart and look in the mirror and not like what you see, you might need to read chapter 4 of my book, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. The whole chapter refers to stories of women that have overcome. I actually interviewed a Miss Florida who was at the height of nest and youth, and yet she had just come out of rehab from binging and purging and dealing with unhealthy eating habits because she never thought her body was good enough. She never thought she looked and felt and got the appreciation and applause that she silently craved. And so we all know that that is a huge, huge problem. And people need hope. And our daughters need hope, our granddaughters and the people that are watching us at work. When they see us carry ourselves with confidence and zest and zeal and joy, it makes them and releases them to do the same. And so that's back to my initial point that how others view you so often is based on how you view yourself. So I think that's real to tear you down. If you want, you can look in the mirror every day and I'm sure find something wrong with yourself. But the choice we have is to either say, well, I do like that, rather than that's too fat, that's too long, I hate my hair, it's a bad hair day, put on a hat, do your hair up. Find those empowering words that you can say to yourself that will encourage you rather than tear you down. So I don't want you to put off cleaning out your closet because you think it's going to take too long. What you may need to do is just, not take out everything at once and clean the whole closet. Start with some of the things that simply don't fit. What doesn't fit? What haven't I worn in the last year or two? Start there. Maybe you should just start by organizing belts and shoes. And break it down into bite-sized pieces so that you're not so overwhelmed with the huge task of organizing the closet. You know, you don't have to organize the closet. To get parts of it organized that will perpetuate to other parts. And I think that that's a real tip that I can help a lot of people do. You know, one of the other tips is to color coordinate your closet. It really helps you find things quicker and on purpose. Even now for my husband, all of his shirts, you know, all the whites are together, and then the creams, and then the gray, and then the navy and the black. And that's about it. I'm just kidding. He has a lot more colors than that. Well, a few. But anyway, so attire, you might have work clothes on one side and casual clothes on the other. If you can use another closet for items that are only worn seasonally or once a year, you know, really dressy things, then put those in another closet. Find another place so that, again, it declutters your brain with options every day. And I hope that that will help. One of my other biggest tips is use clear bins that you can see through, and have one for your scarves, one for your belts, one for whatever other accessories, and get your shoes up off the floor. Now, I realize many of us don't have space that's big enough, but be creative. There's a lot of great ideas and visuals that I have on my Pinterest boards. So I want to really encourage you, make sure that you're following my Pinterest boards. And again, because we're visual, and this is a very visual topic, I try to post all the helps and tips that I use and things that I recommend that I find that are really good. And so by all means, share yours with me as well. So once you declutter your mind and your closet, then you can begin to fill them with healthy additions. So not only do we want to fill our mind and start there by getting rid of the clutter and the negativity and the negative self-talk, but also clean out your closet so that you can put in what really works for you, the colors that complement, the styles that are going to flatter your figure, that make it fun to get dressed because you've got what you need. And when you put your accessories in gold or silver, casual or dressy, it makes it easy to grab them. I'm thinking of another principle that I often use is get vertical. Get as many things vertical as you can. Don't stack your purses on top of each other like that. Get them vertical so that if you have more than one or two purses, they're vertical and you can grab them at a glance and not have to hunt. I used to have them in a bin, and now I have them kind of like books, so you can just easily pull one out and then shove it back in its place. Another quick tip that I often do is ideally I like to put out the outfit that I'm wearing the next day, the night before I go to bed, and on that hanger. So then when I get dressed in the morning, the hanger is empty. And then I have a hanger to hang up my clothes the next day. Or if it's dirty, it goes in the laundry. So depending on, you know, for working women, that has been a huge help that I have all the same color hangers. I, you know, have the same type, and they are not those flimsy, used for s'mores, cooking in the fire, your marshmallow wire hangers. No, no, no. You've got to trash those wire hangers. Wendy Lynn just said. Okay. Tip number 2. So tip number 1 was declutter. Tip number 2 is to accentuate your best and minimize your least. Now, in a minute, I'm going to give you the best website to refer to do that. So get your pens out. It's going to be really good. But, you know, is your best feature your hair, your teeth, your eyes, your legs, your great personality, your body frame? What is it? And play that up. In the picture here, one of the features on this particular woman's face that's really great is her brows. She's got great shaped brows. They're arched perfectly. And she has what I refer to as a pretty forehead. I do not have a pretty forehead, which is why I need bangs, but she has a pretty forehead. And so the picture on the left doesn't show her best. It doesn't show her in her best light. She should definitely not use the picture on the left for her LinkedIn profile picture. The picture on the right looks far more professional, and you want to always play that up. Now, if you, when we think about minimizing your lease, now there's a lot of ways we can do that. It's kind of customized and personal, so when I work with you one-on-one, I can tell you more how to do that. But the principle stands true. Extenuate your best. Minimize your lease. On your face with makeup, that's how you do that. You know, people often come to me and say, I don't want to wear lipstick because my lips are little. Well, that's an option. The other option is to still wear a soft color, but really play up, for instance, your eyes. If you feel like you have thin lips, don't worry about making your lips look a whole lot fuller. Maybe Botox is for you and maybe it isn't, but go with your best. Go with your greatest skill and expand on that rather than putting effort and energy into the areas you're not so good at or that aren't your best feature. Okay, so I hope you get that principle. And anyway, one of the things, remember now, I've talked about hair quite a bit here tonight. So here's the tip. I'm going to write it down here. It's actually, this website is ukhairdressers.com. The ukhairdressers.com. And that website has just a ton of hairstyles and tips, whether you are a silver fox or you want a fabulous 20s hairdo or over 50 or 60 or 70, whether you want long hair, short hair, a bob style, or medium hair. They have a fabulous assortment of styles, and then you can click on a picture or two and send that to your hairdresser to see if she thinks that would be good for your face frame. And by the way, now I am not a licensed hairdresser cosmetologist, but I know a lot about what looks good on people after studying that for 20 years now. So one of your bonuses tonight is that you're going to have the opportunity to get a custom personal one-on-one coaching opportunity for hair and makeup with me. But if your hairdresser has not recommended styles to you lately, if she only does what you tell her to do, then I think you might need to try someone else. I love having a hairdresser, and I encourage my clients to go to someone who will make recommendations to you as to what's new, what's trendy. You might want to try this, or, you know, again, it may not be a total new haircut, but it may be versions, going longer, going a little shorter, going lighter in the summer, trying some low lights instead of highlights and whatnot. So if that is something that you aren't privy to, you can talk to me later about that. But I think that's a huge tip for this little extenuate your best and how to have a great haircut. So let me just make sure there aren't any other things I'm missing here. Of course, again, Pinterest is huge. I recently had one of my pins on Pinterest. It has been shared, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 times now because it's a picture of an ombre hairdo, a hair color. That's where it goes low to dark or dark to light, whichever. But it's a huge trend right now, and it looks especially good on longer hair. But that may be something that you want to try. And why I'm even mentioning that is it reminds me the power of Pinterest and the power of visual pictures. So go in the search engine on Pinterest and put in something specific you think you might want to try, and you'll get a gob of images that you might can select from. So that will really help. Okay, we're up to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is really probably my favorite, but it's accessorize to maximize. And I love accessories. Now, many of you told me your favorite accessories, and I appreciate that. I love that. I really like bling rings. Can you see my fun little ring there? I don't spend a lot for those bling rings. I have many rings that are very costly, and I have a lot of really fun ones that I just keep buying more of because they're fun and because they're not very expensive. They don't last very long. We used to have a saying that some rings are called our summer diamonds because some are and some aren't. And nobody will ever know. But I have my fair share of both. However, rings are a really fun way to express yourself. Now, right out of the bat, I'm going to give you the absolute must with accessories. I want you to think of 3 or 5. 3 or 5 accessories is really key. More than that is you're just too busy and there's too much for people to look at. So some of you are a simple diamond stud earring girl, and you know that is an accessory, but that isn't really a bold. It isn't a bold one. Let's leave it at that. You might have a bling ring, you might have a chain belt, and you might have a really fun purse. But if you have bling earrings, a big bold necklace like I do tonight, can y'all see this? This is one of my son's favorite. Woo, woo, woo. Do you see it? It's a fun necklace, but it's a really bold necklace. So when I wear that necklace, I don't wear a lot of bracelets. I have my one bling ring on, and I probably, because I have a business suit on, I have a classic shoe and a classic bag. So I'm not real, fashion conscious with all my accessories when I wear these blingy earrings and this necklace. That's kind of it. So 3 or 5 is the number that you want to stick to for balance and harmony. It's just best to do it that way. When you work with me individually, I love showing you how to tie scarves 100 different ways. Okay, maybe 50 different ways. But I have a video on YouTube. I send you tips on that. I send you website links that have scarves on sale. And actually, one of the gifts in our giveaway tonight is a pashmina scarf. So someone's going to win it tonight. It's going to be exciting. But I love scarves. They're probably, one of my favorite accessories when it's not 95 degrees in summer here in Florida. All right. But determine first with your accessories if you're more trendy or more classic. Are you a trendy girl or are you a classic dresser? And depending on that, you can determine a little bit more of using accessories to help define your style and send your message. So that is the way, take for instance the classic LBD. Everybody's got the little black dress. The classic little black boho scarf, fun boots, and a bag, and chic earrings totally makes a statement and sends an entirely different message than just the LBD alone. So whether you add classic pearls or whether you're bohemian chic, whether you're trendy or you're the flower child, whatever your personal style is, whether you want to be glitz and glamored up or just more conservative and classic, either way, accessories are, in fact, the best way to do that. So next here, my number 1 accessory must-have for women is, in fact, lipstick. You must wear lipstick. Men come to me all the time and say, I've never been able to find a color that I can wear. Well, I can help you find one. And, in fact, wearing lipstick puts you in an income bracket with women that make the most money. The Wall Street Journal printed, yes, 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 that women that wear lipstick make 85% more money than those who do not. So if there's nothing else you get from this webinar tonight, is get a tube of lipstick, put it in your purse, in your car, in your desk, in your bathroom, and wear your lipstick. Now, average and good versus awesome and great would be to also add lip liner and lip gloss. All right, add lip liner and lip gloss and have a finished, polished lip look. So that, again, is a huge tip. Now, when I speak about accessories, I have to mention our gal, Marilyn. Now, Marilyn Monroe was known for her accessories. She was, of course, classic and chic all at the same time. And what Marilyn would do was she actually hung a mirror by the door that she always left her house. And she would glance in the mirror and look at herself. And the jewelry that she saw first, she would remove because she wanted people to notice her, not her jewelry and her made-up self. And so I've always, ever since I read that, I thought that was a really neat principle. Don't be so made up that they don't notice you. You know, let them notice you coming. All right, so accessories are fabulous. Lipstick is a must, and accessories are, in fact, the number one way to take what you already have in your closet and create a ton of knockout new outfits. All right, tip number 4 is to be color confident. Be color confident. That's what I told you. This is the number one tip, ladies. This is huge, 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 because color evokes emotion. And knowing the right color to wear for you and the right color for the event, the situation, whether it's an interview, whether it's to calm a baby by knowing the color to paint on the wall that's more soothing, whether it's the color to paint in your office so that it will spur on creativity. Regardless of what your situation is, knowing the meaning of color is huge. So one of the tips to know right offhand whether you look best in warm or cool colors. Warm colors have more of a yellow undertone, cool colors have a blue undertone. All right, so most all colors are either warm or cool generally in nature. What you can do at home after the webinar is take a file folder, like a manila envelope or a file folder, and hold that up to your face. And then contrast that with just like a plain piece of white paper. And if you hold up the white paper and hold up the manila envelope on the other side, one of those colors will complement your natural skin tone and the other will contrast. And so you want it to complement and introduce your face, not compete. So the real question is, does this compete or does this complement? Does this compete or does this complement? Do you see me or do you see the color, the outfit? And that is a great way that you can learn to kind of color swatch yourself a little bit. There's a lot of talk about being seasonally correct. Are you a spring, a summer, a winter, a fall? And you do get your own custom swatch of colors, and when I color analyze you, when we work together. And so that's one of the benefits that my clients always love, having that swatch in your purse to shop with and really see your hue of colors. So I put the color wheel there just for you to see. And one of the best ways to use color to your advantage is to utilize a monochromatic look. Monochromatic is all the same, and now you can use all the same in terms of baby blue up top with navy, and you know, maybe even with a patent leather belt and shoe. And so that's one way to be monochromatic. But column dressing and a monochromatic look absolutely will make you look taller and thinner. So do that. Another tip, I know I gave you a tease on some of my advertising how to look taller and thinner. Well, it is to use a monochromatic look, use column dressing. I have a whole list of other ways that you can do it, but wearing a V-neck and wearing a longer necklace that creates a drape and a vertical look rather than a horizontal one is another great way to look taller and thinner. Neckline is huge. I don't have a lot of time to talk about that right now, but a lot of women are wearing the wrong neckline on their blouses and dresses. It just isn't flattering, and you don't even know it. You don't even know it until I can show you the difference. It's huge, huge, huge. So a chic dress should be every woman's best friend. You should have many of them if you want to dress in style. Pink is a color that looks good on every skin tone and every hair color. From the lilies of white to the bronzes of bronze, there's a version of pink that looks good on you. Even if you never thought of yourself as maybe a pink girl, pink with brown, pink with silver, gray, black, pink and green, whether a Lilly Pulitzer look is for you or not, it's a fabulous way to utilize color in your wardrobe. And of course, the meaning of pink is just perfect. So even if the Pantone color of the season isn't your color, I bet you can find a hue and a shade of that color that's a smile. Don't forget to leave home without that. That is huge. And so here we are. Tip number 5 is to be memorable. Be memorable. I know you want to be memorable. It's not just important in business, but it helps give us a little atta girl, a little exclamation point to our life and our purpose, that someone actually remembered our name. And they may remember our name because we're going to make it important to remember theirs. I find that when I have myself dressed and I'm confident in who I am and my head's uncluttered and I'm in sync with my purpose for that day, I'm far able to better connect with other people because I can focus on them. I'm not focused on myself and that I look less than I should and, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're seeing me and, you know, I'm just not put together and I hate this, that, or the other about me. So being put together and doing the extra effort to go from average to awesome allows you to be more awesome with others. You don't have to write a book, and you certainly don't have to be an author and be on TV to be memorable, but in business, even more than those things, people remember how you made them feel. They remember your service, and they remember that you under-promised and over-delivered. So some of those other life principles are huge. Of course, Coco Chanel is so famous for many things, but one of her quotes is to dress shabbily, and they remember the dress. Dress impeccably, and they remember you. So with that said, I want to give you a couple of other closing tips on what I know. I know that people want to be appreciated. They want to be remembered, and so do you. You're most beautiful when you're praising others to success. Mary Kay Ash used to always say, sandwich one piece of criticism between 2 layers of praise. And so one of the ways that we can be memorable, whether it's with our children, our families, and business, it certainly doesn't mean that we can't offer better ways to do things. And many times as a leader have to offer constructive criticism, but there's a beautiful way to do it. Being sexy in your own skin doesn't mean showing off all your skin. So I kind of am laughing here. Leave mini skirts to the mini ages. And if there was one thing that I think women should maybe not wear after 50, it might be a mini skirt. And some of us should not be wearing them a lot younger. So anyway, it's easy to be memorable when you ask questions and let other people talk. People like talking about their kids, their hobbies, and their jobs, and what makes them cry. So when we talk to others, our image is our total package. It's what we say verbally, and it's what our image is saying non-verbally. And so again, we've talked a lot tonight about the message that your visual image is conveying to others and how you can kick it up a notch and have a more knockout image and overall package. So if being more respected and memorable and confident is something that you're ready to do, that I certainly know that I want to help. I have an exciting program that I'm going to offer tonight to give us more time together. It's actually my brand new Naked to Knockout in 30 Days online program. So you're going to get all of those things that I referred to. You're going to get a lot of custom coaching. And when you work with me, I can't help you look perfect, just your personal best. And my goal is to have us all every day and every way looking in the mirror and liking what we see. And so being your personal best is a goal that I know we have, and the Naked to Knockout 30 Days online program is open for registration now. And I know one of the things that I really want to refer to now in my book, I was doing a lot of research before I wrote it, and when I read that 83% of women obsess on a daily basis about body image, I was compelled to write the book. I knew that thank goodness I wasn't alone, and that somehow we women need to talk about these things that really do rattle our brain and cause us to become completely derailed, or at least off of purpose, off of kilter, off the, when we're valued and we're valuable. And it all starts with how we talk in our head. And so learning to rewind and replay the message in your head is so paramount. It's key to having an image that matters. It's key to you looking in the mirror and liking what you see every day, whether you have a zit on the end of your nose or not. It is paramount to you being a mom that can pass on confidence and healthy self-esteem to the younger generation. It's huge, and it's an important part, and I want to minimize that number. We have got to change that. It's just not right that 83% of women are obsessing every day about their body parts, and the money that we're wasting going to all extreme ends to feel pretty when you already are. You already are. We just need to learn how to better express it on the outside. And, maybe some of you that are listening tonight too are just, thinking about your upcoming office party. The holidays are coming, and you're just always so stressed out about what to wear. And, it takes you so much longer to get ready. You stress the whole time there, and then you're introverted because you're not confident enough to talk to everyone because you aren't sure if you picked the right outfit. I want to help change that and have that never happen again. It just doesn't have to be that way. You actually can walk in your closet, know what to wear, put it on, feel great, choose the right accessories, and have it fit and flatter your figure. And that's what I'm going to teach you in my Naked to Knockout in 30 Days online program. And so if you can imagine getting tons and tons of applause, if you can have high fives from your girlfriends secretly hiding in your closet, that when you walked out of it every day, they were just standing there saying, "You go, girl. That's right. You go, girl. Then I want you to just sign up now. This is where you go to register. It's Wendy Lynn Online, which is my website, and then you just push the Naked to Knockout 30 days. You can also find it on my coaching page and connect with me there. And I'm going to be sending a replay of this along with all the goodies that I promised you, which were some of the extra bonuses for signing up for this webinar. And your name is going to be entered in our giveaway for the $100 basket. So I'm going to send you all that information in an email tomorrow. But if you're online right now and you want to register for the program, I want you to go ahead and do that, because there is a bonus just tonight for you on this webinar. It's going to be awesome. You are going to receive instant access to a free virtual makeover and hairdo color consultation from me and my personal hairdresser. Now that's worth at least $150 right there that you're going to get free, that custom appointment just for registering tonight. Now nobody else is going to get that for enrolling in the class, but you're going to get that, every one of you who registers for the program tonight only. Okay, so right.com, Naked to Knockout 30-day bonus. I've tweaked my program, and I'm doing a lot of new things to help women really make the breakthroughs and clarify vision and get better strategies with what we're doing with balancing who we are on the inside and then finding the right way to bring that out and express it to the world with our bodies in the form of our image. And since we have to get dressed every day, we might as well do it on purpose. If you hate shopping, you hate wasting the time and money to hunt and hunt and hunt, and you never know what to buy. You buy things and take them back. You buy things, they hang in your closet. I mean, it's a huge waste, and it just doesn't have to be that way. So I hope that you'll take the plunge. Come join me. It's going to be so fun. September, no matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to join me via Skype. We'll be doing teleseminars, and every week you'll be getting tips, handouts, and study guides in your email during our program. You'll get lots of added extras. All of the details are on that page that I gave you, the Naked to Knockout 30 Days online program. That's on my website where you can register. You can pay once, or you can even do it in 2 payments. So either way, go ahead and get registered tonight and be one of the first ones to get all the bonuses. It's going to be so much fun. And I want to close by reading, here it is, Naked to Knockout, one of my favorite poems in my book that I included, and maybe you've heard it before, but it goes like this. For attractive lips, speak words of kindness. For lovely eyes, seek out the good in people. For a slim figure, share your food with the hungry. For beautiful hair, let a child run his or her fingers through it. For poise, walk with the knowledge that you never walk alone. People, more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed, and redeemed. Never throw anyone out. Remember, if you ever need a helping hand, you'll find one at the end of your arm. As you grow older, you'll discover that you have 2 hands, one for helping yourself and the other for helping others. So I hope tonight that as you begin your journey perhaps, or maybe you just came to get a couple of little tweaks to your chic, you wanted to add some sprinkles on the vanilla ice cream of your wardrobe, if you will. You want to go shopping and you want a girlfriend to go with you, then that might be me. So it's so much fun what we can do online now, like this webinar and the telecast and all the fun ways that we can share. I'd love to help put you on a road that helps you be the best you, the most confident you, the most awesome you that God created you to be. I hope you'll join me for my Naked to Knockout in 30 Days online program. Go register now. Cheers.